Alright, today we are continuing to add on to our one-step equations, and we are solving two-step equations. So in order to solve a two-step equation, it's very similar as a one-step equation. We're always going to get rid of first our addition and subtraction though. What we're really doing is the order of operations backwards. We're going to get rid of addition or subtraction, then whatever is multiplied or divided. And that's what it says here as well. We can think of this as unwrapping a present. If you want to get to whatever is that surprise on the inside here, you have to unwrap the ribbon, and then you have to unwrap the box. Everything, it comes in layers. So if we want to get to this prize or the present on the inside, generally they come in a box. Well, we can't just take the box out without unwrapping it first. So the wrapping paper that goes around the outside, or the bow, whatever you want to call it here, you have to take that off first, and that's what we consider our adding or subtracting. We're taking off, subtracting, or adding on that paper, then we can get rid of whatever's touching the present on the inside. That would be our multiplication or division. So think of it in layers. We can't jump right to the inside layer of the present because we haven't taken off the outside. So let's get this set up. Draw your line, circle the variable. This one's a review of one-step equations. What I see is adding 9. The opposite of a positive 9 would be subtracting 9. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I know that I want all my variables to end up over here, and my constants on this side. So 9 minus 9 is 0, so we have x. And 24 minus 9, if you're not sure, plug it in your calculator. That should give us 15. Now, we have a two-step equation. Draw your line. We want to get x by itself. We want our variable to stay over here on the left and our constant on the right here. So first, we need to get rid of addition or subtraction. This positive 9 is what's added. This 5 is really multiplied. You can't get rid of that yet. So the opposite of adding 9 is subtracting 9. We have 5x. All I did was bring that down. And then just like we did over here, we have 15. And then our second step over here, get rid of multiplication or division. We have multiply, we need to do the opposite, and divide by 5. 5 over 5 is just 1, or x. And 15 divided by 5 should give us 3. Let's try a couple more. Let's get set up. Draw your line down. We want x all by itself. So first we're going to get rid of addition and subtraction. Second, we're going to get rid of multiplication and division. So first, we can't get rid of this division. That comes second. So we need to get rid of this 7. It's really a positive 7, so the opposite would be to subtract 7. Our variables are staying here. We're moving all the numbers over to the constant side. So 7 minus 7 is 0. We have x divided by 6. All I did was rewrite that. And 19 minus 7 should give us 12. And then last, the opposite of this line, which means divide, is multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 6. 6 over 6 is just 1. So 12 times 6 should give us 72. If at any point I'm going too quick, make sure to pause the video, write some things down, and then press play again. Alright, let's get set up. Draw your line. We want to get z all by itself here, so that's where our variable is going to stay. All of our numbers or our constants are going to be on the right. So first, we're getting rid of that addition or subtraction. This one, it looks like subtraction, but it's really multiplied, so we can't do that yet. We have to get rid of this subtraction. It's like the outer layer of our wrapping paper. We're doing the letter last. So deal with that letter last. We got to move this first. Add 7. So we have negative 3z. All I did was bring it down. 27 plus 3 more will give us 30. Now we can deal with that letter here. It's multiplied by negative 3. The opposite would be to divide both sides by negative 3. We know it's going to be a negative. 30 divided by 3 will give us 10. So negative 10. Flip over to the next slide. This is where it gets a little tricky. Here's p. You might be thinking, well, there's only one number here, but this is really a negative 1p. We can't get rid of that negative 1 because that's really multiplied, it's touching. We need to get rid of this 8, which is really a positive 8. The opposite of a positive 8 would be subtracting 8. Leave your variable here, we're moving all the numbers over to the constant side. So those are gone. We have negative 1p. 36 take away 8. Count backwards if you'd like. Should be 28. And then this is multiplied. The opposite of multiply is divide. So divide by negative 1. 1 over 1 is just 1. So negative 28 should be our answer. Next, draw your line down. We want f all by itself. So keep your variable here. We want all the numbers of the constants on the right. First, get rid of our addition or subtraction. Just the number to the letter last. So add 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So we have 2 over 3f. And 6 plus 2 more is 8. And then getting rid of this fraction. Remember, we're not dividing or anything here. To get rid of this fraction, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, or 3 over 2. Flip the fraction. So times 3 over 2. 2 over 2 is just 1. 3 over 3 is just 1. So we have f. Make this a fraction if you'd like. 8 times 3 on the top is 24. On the bottom, 1 times 2 is 2. So 24 divided by 2 will give us 12. Alright, let's keep going. Here's our variable. Keep that there. We want all the constants on the right. First, we're getting rid of addition or subtraction. This one's really multiplied. We can't move that negative 8. We really need to move this positive 126. The opposite is to subtract. It's not 126, 124. So those are gone. We have negative 8g. And then 36 minus 124. I'm just going to plug that in my calculator and get negative 88. Last step, this is multiply. The opposite is divide. So divide both sides by negative 8. 8 over 8 is just 1. So these make a positive 11. Alright. A couple more here. Draw your line down. We want to get our x all by itself, so leave the variable here. We want all the constants on this side. So the opposite of adding 9 would be subtracting 9. So here, we're done with these. We have 3x. 0 minus 9 is just negative 9. And last, this is multiplied, so we need to divide by 3. 3 over 3 is just 1. So negative 9 divided by 3 would give us a negative 3. Alright, let's continue. So we're going to do the letter last here, so keep your variable there. We want to get rid of first addition or subtraction, the outside layer. Subtracting 5. So we have 2x. 9 minus 5 is 4, so we have 14. And then last, this is multiply, so we need to divide. 2 over 2 is just 1, so we have x. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Here's g. This is really a negative 1g, but we want g by itself. There's our variable. Getting the constant or the number on the right. First, we can't get rid of this multiplication. We need to get rid of this addition, this positive 10. The opposite would be to subtract 10. So we have negative 1g. And 14 minus 10 would give us 4. Then we have multiply here. The opposite multiply would be divide. So those eliminate. We have G. And then 4 divided by negative 1 will give us a negative 4. Alright, these are continuing to do two-step equations. However, this one's a little bit different. If I draw my line down, I have two variables here. We need to first combine our variables so that we only have one letter A. So we can just combine our like terms. 7a plus 11a, just add them up, they're all positives, should give us 18a, and then negative 72 for our constant on the right. So all we have to do is get rid of that multiply by 18, the opposite would be divide by 18. That makes 1. So negative 72 divided by 18. If I plug that in my calculator, it should give me a negative 4. Alright, this one's a little bit easier. We have J all by itself here. We need to, get it all by itself. So first, getting rid of addition or subtraction, there's a plus 8, so we're going to subtract 8. 9 minus 8 is 1, so we have 21, and negative 3j. And then this is multiply. The opposite of multiply is divide. 3 over 3 is just 1, so we have j. 21 divided by negative 3, I know it's going to be a negative, should give us a negative 7. I believe this is the last problem like this. First, get rid of addition or subtraction. Here's our variable, it's going to be on the left, our constant's on the right. Addition here, or subtraction here, the opposite is addition, so add 16. We have 2/3 f. 16 plus 4 more is 20. And then remember, to get rid of this fraction, we're multiplying by the reciprocal, or flipping the fraction, 3 over 2 times 3 over 2. 3 over 3 and 2 over 2 cancel out. 20 times 3, well 2 times 3 is 6, with the 0 is 60. 1 times 2 is 2. So 60 divided by 2 will give us 30. Think of 60 minutes divided in half, will give us 30 minutes. I believe there are 2 slides left. We're doing a lot of problems like this because there are these are so important. So next, here's another one where we have 2 letters here. 5f minus 2f, just combine your like terms. 5 minus 2 is 3, so we have 3f. And the opposite of multiplying here is dividing. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So 15 divided by 3 is, oops, not 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Same thing over here. This is really a negative 1e. A positive 9 and a negative 1. 9 minus 1 would give us 8e. And this is multiplied, so we would need to divide by 8. So we have e. 24 divided by 8 would give us 3. Alright, last slide. It says, at the grocery store you bought 4 boxes of cereal and a carton of strawberries. A carton would be 1 carton of strawberries. The carton of strawberries cost $2.89. The bill came to a total of $12.25. How much was 1 box of cereal? First, let's write an equation. I know that the cereal, the 4 boxes of cereal, plus the strawberries came to a total of $12.25. But it tells us that the strawberries cost $2.89, so I'm just going to put that there instead, plus 2.89. So I want to do 4 boxes of cereal. I put them next to each other because it's going to be multiplied. We have not just 1, we have 4 boxes of cereal. So if we go to solve this, first get rid of your addition or subtraction. So subtract 289. We have 4c. And I'm just going to use my calculator. 12.25 minus 2.89 gives me 9.36. And then last, the opposite of multiply is divide. So that gives us just C, one box of cereal. And I'm dividing by 4. In my calculator, I get, since this is money, $2.34, which is about an average box of cereal. Last thing on here, just in case you're wondering, is a short little clip about Michael Jordan and the amount of times he failed before he was successful. So know that this is going to take a lot of work. If it's tricky, that's okay. It shows me that you're learning and your brain is growing. So let's watch this together.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career.
I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.